Since October 7th, we have seen the heroism of the Jewish people in ways that we didn't even realize existed. And it's transcended the labels of religious and secular, right-wing, left-wing, all these labels we've realized are actually so shallow, so one-dimensional. And more people, whether they consider themselves religious or secular, are starting to realize the inherent interconnectedness of the Jewish people and the inherent godliness of the Jewish people. And I want to show you this clip, this amazing clip of what appears to be a rabbi very much from the yeshiva world in Israel, talking about a soldier that he met that was severely injured, who he went to meet. And I want you to listen to the words that this soldier told him, because it's incredible.
There's a young Israeli soldier, I won't mention his name because, after all, this is personal. A young Israeli soldier that lost both legs and his right arm, and he was left with an injured left hand. Yeshiva boy, wonderful young Talmid Chacham. And I went to visit him. So the first question he asks me is, where do I put on tefillin now? I'm a righty. But now his right arm was amputated under the elbow. Is that yad keho? So do I need to put on tefillin on my right hand? Second question was, I use my left hand to eat, but I also have some use with what was left of my right arm. Do I need netilas yadayim on my right?
To be clear, these are all just Jewish rituals, commandments that he's referring to.
Third question, I hope I'll have a prosthetic by Sukkot time. What do I do with the lulav and the esrog?
Again, a Jewish ritual that we perform on Sukkot, the high holy day, in what will be in October this year.
How do I hold? And the last question brought tears to my eyes. When I'm going to get my prosthetics, when do I say the Shechiyanu? When I get them or when can I use them? I was never asked. And a prothesis, do you say Shechiyanu? I was crying. And he looks at me puzzled and he says, is it less than a Beged Chodosh? So these are tzaddikim. If this young boy, chas v'sholem, would become an apikoros,
tzaddikim, by the way, means righteous.
Could anybody judge him? Does anybody have the right?
An apikoros is a heretic, someone that no longer believes in the fundamental tenets of Judaism.
Judge. 20-year-old boy left without legs and without a right arm. And these are the questions that trouble him. So I think our community at least needs to know these boys and appreciate them. Doesn't mean you have to be like them. You could have your own hashkafa. But
hashkafa means philosophy.
It's important to know. And it's important to know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has
That's God.
His beloved children there as well, not only here. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kindalach are not only, I don't want to mention names, not only here, but there as well. So I think it's important that we know these kids and know these people and appreciate them and say thank you. And also feel the responsibility in your learning, in your davening, in your chesed, in your Ahavas Yisrael.
That means in your learning, in your praying, in your kindness, in your love of fellow Jew.
That's what you could contribute, but you need to feel it. And you need to do your utmost.
It's an amazing clip, and for me, there's two big takeaways. The first one is we're starting to realize, it's starting to dawn on us, the godliness within every Jew, that these labels that we use, religious, secular, in the army, not in the army, whatever it is, right wing, left wing, there is this inherent heroism that can be found just a tiny bit beneath the surface if you put someone in a certain situation or if they're tested. If you put a Jew in such a situation, it's unbelievable. And so what's starting to happen is people are realizing, one second, these labels that we'd give, religious, secular, ultra-Orthodox, what does that really mean when someone goes to the army and they come back and their question is, how do I put on tefillin, given the fact that I've lost some limbs? And even those who aren't asking the question, the fact that a Jew would choose to put his life on the line, or the fact that, let's say, someone is secular, but after so many years of persecution that we faced, not having heard God speak to us for so long, and yet they're still prepared to just light the Shabbos candles. Given all that we're facing, what's compelling them to do that? It's remarkable. And what we're starting to see happen now is people are starting to wake up and realize the Jewish people are all deeply, deeply interconnected, and we're all essential to one another. And we all have this great godliness within us, and we shouldn't see each other as like, are you going to threaten my spirituality? Are you good, bad for that? I think we're past all of that now. And it's amazing how quickly these things get revealed. How quickly past October 7th, we've started to realize just how devoted we can be, regardless of labels. The other thing that was so amazing, particularly about this soldier, is that he was so focused on doing the commandments and how he can deal with his new reality. And it's incredible, but it also tells us a powerful lesson, which is that no matter what circumstance you're in, no matter how bad or painful it is, if you believe and know and understand that you are needed in that situation, and there are things that are needed of you in that situation, then when you focus on that, you can maintain your sanity. More than that, you can feel a great sense of purpose. If you know you're needed, then you're on your way. It's actually all we really need. More than all the comforts in the world, more than all the pleasures, more than all the love and respect and wealth and even health. If you don't feel that any of it is necessary, if you don't feel that you're needed, you can go insane or get depressed. But if you're in the most dark of circumstances, but you know that it's necessary for the great divine plan, if you're here for a reason, and that there are things needed of you, which is what he felt, and he knew, then you keep going and you focus on that. So he asked himself, not what do I need, but what's needed of me right now. It is utterly remarkable, but it also shows us the only key to sanity. And the one other thing I'd say as well is this rabbi that was talking, he was talking to a crowd that maybe, perhaps, might have a bias around wanting to only mix in certain crowds in order to protect their spiritual integrity or lifestyle, let's say. And that can tend to be more of a common practice when your focus is on protecting your own spiritual needs. But if you suddenly ask the question, what is needed of me? And if you understand that actually it's not that you are the needy one, but that God needs every single Jew and every single person, then suddenly you don't look at everyone else in these shallow labels of, are you religious, secular, you're going to be good for my spiritual community or not. Suddenly you understand that these are shallow nonsense, and that everyone in the Jewish people is an essential, godly, inherently, infinitely valuable part of the plan. And within each Jew can be revealed the most tremendous, magical godliness. So that mindset that this soldier demonstrated flows into allowing us also to see people differently as well. Because when you focus instead not on your own needs, but on how each of us are necessary, each of us are needed, then you look at everyone with a great sense of respect and unity and openness and willingness to draw closer to one another.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.